how do you interpret Putin's sudden announcement of the Easter truce? As some explain, it's an attempt to prove that Russia is willing to engage in peace talks. What's your take on that?
Rehan, greetings to you and to your audience and to the dear guest, Mr. Ivanos. I think that President Putin's unilateral announcement, and rather surprising announcement of a unilateral ceasefire, which is limited by 3 days on the occasion of the Eastern Christian Easter, basically, is basically a political maneuver by Putin in order to score more credit with President Trump with regards to the ongoing peace efforts. As we know, the moment of reckoning is approaching with regards to the U.S. mediation in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. In London, in a few days, the United States will outline its final proposal for a peace agreement and a peace settlement between Russia and Ukraine. And it seems that so far the provisions of this framework is not satisfactory to the Ukrainians or to the Russians, but of course way more dissatisfactory to the Ukrainians than it is to the Russians. And it seems President Trump is growing tired of mediating this conflict. He hinted, he as well as Secretary of State Marco Rubio, that they might withdraw from the mediation of the conflict. And in this case, Ukraine is not eager to the United States vanishing out of the picture, and Russia does not want to suffer the United States' wrath if the mediation fails. So what Putin is doing, he is giving an indication that he is more committed to a ceasefire and to peace talks than his Ukrainian counterparts. Therefore, if the framework agreement or the framework proposal proposed by the United States fails to deliver to their interests and is rejected by either party and the peace negotiations fail, then Ukraine and Europe will be left to their own devices to face Russia without U.S. intervention, because basically Putin is buying Trump's favor. Ukrainians, on the other hand, have taken advantage of that rather smartly. At first, President Zelensky rejected the ceasefire, and that, of course, would have been catastrophic. However, he accepted later on and said that the Foreign Minister Sibiha of Ukraine said they want to extend it to 30 days and not only to 3 days. So we are seeing both parties trying to capitalize on the current ceasefire that has taken effect, basically despite the violations. And I think we might be closer now to a ceasefire at least, and to a more calmer phase of the Ukrainian conflict than we were before. But of course, skepticism remains.
Okay, Mr. Us, what about you? What's your take? How do you interpret Ukraine's reaction to the truce? Dr. Mohammed talked about the idea that, these are just basically political games. Especially that Putin now has said that Kiev's response would shed light on Ukraine's willingness to actually take part in real negotiations to end the war. Each person is trying to throw the ball on the other person's court, basically.
Greetings to you, greetings to Dr. Mohammed Osman, of course, greetings to audience. Russia needs to react on statement of the United States of America that say that they need some constructivity in talks about peace. Now, when they see no constructivity from Russia, because initially Ukraine supported the US idea about 30 days ceasefire, but during the 30 days happened attack on, first of all, children playground in city Kryvyi Rih, after which 9 children was murdered and 20 persons at all was murdered. Then was strike on Sumy, where 35 persons was murdered, and several attacks on Dnipro, Sumy one more time, on Kharkov city, where 120 persons was injured. So we see that Russia, on the one hand, say that they are ready for peace, but on their actions, there is no readiness. Even now, when Russia said that, we really need peace, and we proposed this Easter ceasefire, but what happened after that statement of Mr. Putin? Several hours after that, I hear in Kiev the air alarm because Russian drone attacked the city where I live, capital of Ukraine, Kiev. As for today, according to our president's statement, from the beginning of this Easter till 4 o'clock Ukrainian time, Russia made 46 assaults across various directions, and they murdered several other soldiers, and the attacks still go on. So I mean that on words, Russia really ready for peace and propose peace. On action, Russia don't need peace, and they still on war because according to their statement, especially of their so-called military journalists, Russia winning, they don't need this peace because they can win this war. As for me, they are not winning. Nevertheless, we will see what will be. But I don't believe that this ceasefire actually will be, and I'm not believe in peace after the end, as President Zelensky proposed. Thank you.